Hello, Eric Osadola, Bose Fanyajola, Kennedy Festus, Nalona Adebayo, Mofe Lola Tokumbo, Rochelle White. Welcome, everyone. Good morning. Welcome to another Monday. Bola Luro, Oke Udo, Afolabi Victor, Agboyo Bessie, Anthony Finch. Nice to see all of you. TY, good morning. Ifeoma Shinedu, Lola Shoronke, Francisca Aria Yosi, Josephine Onabo, Ayodeji Solomon, Victoria Adams, Analia Manoli, Paul Awodele, Felice Romano, Oke Babatunde, Daniel Oshoma, Emmanuel Oluwa, Gbemiga, Justin Mayo, okay, all right. Thank you so much, everyone. Good morning. What do I say? This week is going to be a very serious week. I am starting a new topic today. I thought I was going to continue on the topic of love because I have so much to say about love. Oh, wow, many people are complimenting my outfit today. You like my dress today, eh? My combination. Thank you. When I begin the topic today, you will probably understand better why I needed to look nice today. I needed to start for the men. I needed to represent the men, the gentlemen, and be a good ambassador for them. I guess, we need to paint the wonderful image of men. Anyway, yeah, well, Rochelle White sings, it's not just today I look amazing. She says, you always look amazing. So thank you. All right, okay. So I wanted to continue on the topic of love generally, but this is still going to be about love, but not so directly like what I was doing before, but maybe sometime in the future I'll be able to come back to that topic of love sometime back. But today and this whole week, and this might last for that's why I didn't want to go into the topic of marriage yet, because if I go into the topic of marriage, it's going to last for so long. So many things to say about that. I have over 20 books on men and women relationship, on marriage, more than 20 books. So can you imagine? More than 20 books on men, women, marriage, children, more than 20 books. So a lot to talk to you about. One of the books that I wrote is for men, but not just for men, but for young men. So I don't know if this is the right thing to do, but I feel like starting with this topic today. And the topic is, when is a man ready for marriage? When is a man ready for marriage? So, but I have other topics like, I have other books like just for men. Who is a man? Who is a husband? Or how to be a good man? How to be a good husband? How to be a good wife? I have topics like, when is a woman ready for marriage? Who is ready to take your daughter in marriage? you know, yeah, just all kind of books like that. But but today I feel like talking on starting with, starting this series on marriage and relationship with the men. When is a man ready for marriage? So, but I'm not sure we have enough single men on this platform that will need that message. So, maybe it's better to talk about married men, or it's better to talk about fathers, or it's better to talk about marriage, family, or it's better to talk about children. It's better to talk about women, maybe. So I just want to ask you this question and throw it open to you. What do you think? This topic that I want to address this week, is it needed? How can a man, when is a man ready for marriage? When is a man ready for marriage? Is that a good topic? Is that, who is the man that is ready for marriage? Would that be a good topic that you'd like me to address? Would the ladies like it? And do we have such men? So let me hear your opinion, your thoughts about that. When is a man ready for marriage? If that is the topic I was thinking of doing this week, and so if you think that is a good one, you can say it. If you don't think so, give me one of the other topics that you heard me mention. So, and then we will take it. Okay, single men are already fighting for their space under the sun. Men are already writing, we are here. Single men are shouting, we are here, we are here. So you want me to talk to single men, or to talk to men, to talk to the topic, right, of when are men ready for marriage? Okay. Even the ladies are saying, yes, please go ahead. All right. It's a very good topic. Okay. Also, another question I have for you is, how was last night? I hope you really enjoyed last night with Pastor James, right? Let me hear your thoughts about Pastor James yesterday. I think he proved that he's a PhD student. He read the book thoroughly. He read it like 5 times, I think. At least minimum 3 times. So he read it many times. And only the book is in 3 parts. He actually only did analysis on 1 part out of 3. He didn't go to the 2nd and 3rd part. He only did 1 part. Anyway, while we are starting, before we start the message, I want to ask you, please, let's stop right now and go and share the link. Let's go and press the share button, please, everybody. If you don't mind, let's go right now and press the share button. Okay? Because some of you have not shared the button yet. You have not shared the message yet. Please go press the share button. Let's go and share the button. Let's go and share the link. Let's quickly go and do that. Once you have shared the link, then I'll be ready to start. So let's go and share the link. Have you shared it? No, not yet. Once you share the link, we'll be ready to start. Look for the link button just under the video. You must have some button there, one form of button or the other under the video. Go press it. Once you pressed it and shared it, then we'll be ready to go. But when you share the button, write something for people who are going to watch it. You might want to let people know what to expect. Then people will be able to watch it. So go share the link. And because I forgot to say that yesterday, I was so caught up with what Pastor James was talking about, especially after his speech, that I didn't remind you people to go share. So many people did not share the message yesterday. But now that you say you've shared it, now let's go and start this week. So Father, in Jesus' name, we pray that you will bless this word this week. You will speak to your people by yourself. You open the eyes of your children and you cause your truth to come forth like a powerful force, and let it bring relief, deliverance, peace, and harmony to millions of homes all over the world. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. Okay, here we go. This week we are going to be talking about men, the conditions for men to get married. What are the things that men need before they could be said they are ready for marriage? So it's going to be on the subject of when is a man ready for marriage? When is a man ready for marriage? So today's topic will be, when is a man truly ready for marriage? 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 And I think this message will be necessary and good, not just for the men. I think it will be good for the ladies as well. So it's a message for men that want to marry, and for the ladies that want to marry them. It's a message for men that want to marry, and for the ladies that want to marry them. So it's going to be helpful. It's going to be helpful for everybody. And if you are parents as well, if you have children, I think it will also be helpful for you to be able to talk to your children or your sons, for you to help your sons get ready, to know what they need to have before they could get married, and to help them become men, to help them become responsible men, and then to help your daughters also realize what are the things they should be on the lookout for before they say they do, that they are ready to marry anyone. So so here we go. When is a man truly ready to marry? First of all, I want to say, what is marriage for? What is for a young man? For a young man to begin to think about marriage in the first place, to even begin to look at a woman, for a young man to even begin to think about marriage or consider even the thought of marriage, he needs to understand what it means. The man needs to understand what it means to approach a woman. The man will need to understand the full sense of responsibility that is connected to marriage. So let's say I'm a young man. Before I could even begin, we have to uproot this instinct-based approach to marriage. Unfortunately, many people approach marriage as if the only thing you need for marriage is to attain the marriage age. Unfortunately, many people think so, that for you to be ready for marriage, the only thing you need is to attain a certain age. Well, I want to debunk that, and I want to refute that and say that is the most foolish step anybody could ever take, to go ahead to marry or to entertain the thought of marriage or contemplate marriage only because of you've reached a certain age or not. So age as an argument for marriage is the most foolish decision that could ever be taken by a man, and a foolish decision that could ever be taken by the lady that agrees to marry such a man. Age is never the factor. Age is the weakest of all factors. Because you could be 20 years old or 30 years old or 40 years old and still not be prepared for marriage. So we should really destroy that. We should fight against that with all vigor, that somebody is ready to marry just because he's 30 years old. Never. Yes, we could use the age argument to kind of inspire the man, or to kind of steer him up to go and get ready, or to go prepare himself, or to go and work on himself. Yes, we could just use that to encourage him to begin to think about it and to begin to work on himself. But it is not a strong enough reason to go and actually approach a lady. So the fact that you are of a marriage age, that does not mean that you are ready to marry. And the fact that you are of a marriage age does not even mean that you are ready to, you ever need to marry in the first place. Now, if men will understand what it means to marry, they will probably be more careful about it, about that decision. Marriage could either, make or mar not just the life of the man, but marriage could make or mar the life of the woman. Marriage is so complex that it affects the life of at least 3 people, minimum, at least 3 people. The good marriage or bad marriage will affect the life of at least, not 2 people, maybe 7 people, at least 7 people. Marriage will affect the life of at least 7 people, either it's good or bad. So marriage will affect the life of the man who is trying to marry. Marriage will affect the life of the woman who is trying to marry. So marriage has already affected 2 people. So if it's a bad decision or bad marriage, it's already spoiling the life of 2 people. It's already making 2 people sad. Now, marriage will affect the life of the father of the lady. That is 3. It will affect the life of the mother of the lady. 4. It will affect the life of the mother of the man. 5. It will affect the life of the father of the man. 6. And if they have at least 1 child, it's going to affect the life of that child. So a bad decision concerning marriage is a catastrophic. It's like a bomb. It's like a shell. It's like shelling. It's like walking through the minefield. It will just keep on exploding, and bringing catastrophe and death to so many people. So marriage is one of the most serious decisions any human being will ever take. I mean, almost no decision affects people on a mass scale like that. Because the only decision that could be more important than the decision of marriage is the decision to accept Jesus or to give your life to Christ. But that only affects you, only you alone. But it affects you eternally. But on earth here, even marriage could affect you eternally as well. If it's a bad marriage, it could affect your salvation. It could affect where you are going to spend eternity. So marriage is such a huge decision that I cannot emphasize it enough, how serious that decision is. So, because look at statistics. If the statistics have shown that statistically, you go and look for it. You go to the internet and Google it. Married people are less happy than unmarried people. That single people are more happy than married people. But more important than that, statistic has also shown that 80% of women who are married are not happy. 80%. But they still going to marry. Why do they still go in there? If 80 to 85% of women who are married are not happy. But 80% of women who are single are happy. So 80% of married women are not happy, while 80% of single women before they marry, those same women before they marry, they were happy. They were more happy, that is, before they married than after they married. So it was after they married that they became sad. Why? Because it's not because marriage is bad. It's not because marriage itself is bad. It's just because marriage is a challenge. And people normally don't expect to meet that kind of a challenge. People don't expect to meet that level of resistance and challenge in marriage. So people just go into marriage naively. People go into marriage because of obligation. People go into marriage because they think it's time. People go into marriage because they think everybody is putting pressure on them. And people don't think too much about the consequences and the challenges that will come in marriage. And like I've said many times, that anybody that wants to marry must know that marriage complicates your life 10 times more than before you are married. And marriage, how do I say it? Marriage, if you have one problem before marriage, once marriage will multiply that one problem 10 times. because you have 10 other problems. Immediately you marry, you begin to have 10 other problems apart from the one you are struggling with before. So if you are someone who doesn't like problems, who wants to run away from problems, marriage is not the place to look into, because marriage will not save you from problems, it will multiply your problems. People, you don't go into marriage to resolve problems or to run away from problems. You go to marriage on the opposite, to solve problems. To solve problems. But that is not what everybody thinks. A lot of people don't know this, that marriage is the beginning of problems. In fact, no matter how much problem you are having now, if you are single, it is nothing compared to the amount of problem you'll be having when you marry. So people should be told the truth. People should know that. And all the illusion and all the fairy tale that people talk about concerning marriage, and all the stories people talk, all the pictures people see, those are just the outward appearance. Now, somebody is saying, so should we just stay single? You take the decision. If you are ready to resolve problems, to resolve issues, if you have become good in carrying other person's burden, if you are passionate about resolving other person's and your own problem, then you should go ahead and marry. But if you are not passionate about resolving another person's problem and your own problem at the same time, then you should stay single. It's your decision. It's not my decision. Everybody will have to judge by themselves and for themselves. But the thing is that I must tell you the truth, and I must let you know from both sides. And it is not even enough that you are ready to solve your problems, even if it increases 10 times. You must be, the other partner too, must also be willing to solve problems. Because sometimes we are only sure of ourselves. And if you are sure of yourself, but you meet a guy who is not sure of himself, or who is not as good or as prepared, it will not save your marriage. It will not save your life. It will not save you from the problems. You will still have the problems. So let's say the lady is well prepared for marriage, and she's educated, and she's used to solving problems, and she's so good, and she's well prepared, and she's just ready. But unfortunately, she meets a man that is just a freelancer, that is not so committed. You think it will save her from problems? It will multiply a problem from 10 to 20, maybe to 100. It's going to make her life complicated. She will still not be saved from the complications of marriage. So the problem is that the thing that makes marriage even more complex is that it does not depend only on your own readiness alone. So it's good for you to be ready. At least you will solve you will solve that from your own side. But for you to be able to get that man or the other partner that is ready to, is so tough. It's so tough. And that will be as equally prepared as you, or better prepared than you, is even a bigger challenge. So people unfortunately just settle for any option that they have. And that is also a big, big problem. Just to settle for anyone, just to hope. You don't marry in hope. It's better for you to have all your facts together. Of course, you still need to have faith and hope, but before you begin to hope, make sure that you have all your facts together. Make sure that you have cross-checked everything, and you found out that everything is in place before you marry. Don't just marry hoping that something will change. Nothing change. Things change in marriage, yes, but things only change for the worse in marriage. Nothing changes for good, though. In marriage, things only change for worse. Let's say somebody, before you married him, was lying to you. And you say, no, it will change because we are not married yet. It will change. It's just lying right now because we are not yet married. Okay. You keep on living in illusion. If he's lying to you now, before you marry, let me tell you, he will lie to you 100 times more after you are married. Or if you say she is lazy, or she doesn't look nice, and you say, okay, maybe when we marry she will look nice, she will begin to look nice. Okay, I'm sorry, but when she marries, she will have so many other challenges. If she is single now, all by herself and she cannot look nice, and you said when she's married is when she'll begin to look nice, she will have so many other challenges that forget about it. I'm sorry, forget about it. So things don't change for better so much in marriage. If things are bad before marriage, it's going to be worse after marriage. Now, but our topic today is, when is a man truly ready for marriage? When is a man truly ready for marriage? Who is the man? Who is the man that is truly ready for marriage? Or what did I call the topic, sir? When is a man truly ready for marriage? Yeah. When is a man truly ready for marriage? Who is that person that is truly ready for marriage? Number one, a man must know the responsibility that is attached to marriage. Let me start by saying, when am I ready to propose? When is a man ready to propose? A man is only ready to look at a woman or propose to a woman after he understands what is the concept of proposal. What is the concept of proposal? What does it mean to approach a woman? What is the concept? What is the true concept of approaching a woman or marrying a woman? Number one, no man should approach a girl or a woman until he understands that by approaching that girl, he is telling her that marry me, that is, follow me, by leaving your family, your relatives, and I will replace them. I will replace your father, I will replace your mother, I will replace your family, I will replace your relatives, I will be in place of your family. That is why the woman takes on the family name or the last name of the man. Why? She is leaving her own family. She is walking out from her own family to the family of the man. That means I am replacing her present family with myself. I am now going to be in charge of what a family used to do. That is a very serious one. That's a very serious one. I hope you heard me. So for me to approach a lady would mean that I need one person to come. Which of you can come? Kto is was para Dio come primero? No. Okay, I have a girl here. No, not that. Is that here? Okay, I have a girl here. Let's say I'm a man and I say I'm approaching her. I'm saying, please be my wife. What does that mean? That means I'm telling her, Deborah. Okay, I'm telling her, Deborah in English, Deborah, marry me, or I want you to be my wife. What I'm saying is that, Deborah, I am ready to be your father. So leave your father's house. Deborah, you will never miss your father, because I will replace him. I will do for you what your father is doing for you right now, and even more I will do for you. That is why you could be rest assured that you will never regret marrying me. Become my wife, come and follow me. You can even change your name. You can even take up my name, because I will replace your father, and I will make sure that you feel so good that you will not need to miss your father. You will not need to miss your father's house. That means when I'm marrying, I'm saying, you are living in your father's house. Now, even if she doesn't have a father, but you have to assume that somebody gave back to her. Even if it was a bad father, still I have to make sure that I replace, and I imagine in my mind that she's having the best father. And I'm telling her, marry me. Because when you tell a lady to marry you, you are telling her, please leave your father's house, We should. Can you imagine? In a father's house, you are protected. In a father's house, you are your needs are met. In a father's house, your problems are resolved by your parents. In a father's house, you are covered. In a father's house, you are loved. Your father is somebody that is taking care of you from childhood. So I'm saying, no matter how good your father has been, no matter how good your relatives have been, no matter how good your family has been, don't worry. For a lady to agree to leave her father's house, for a lady to say, okay, I want to follow you, you must give her an assurance, a total assurance that no matter how good you are feeling in your home right now, follow me, because you will not feel worse. At least minimum, you will not feel worse. At least minimum, you will have the same thing. But even if a woman is smart, she should ask herself, if I'm going to have the same thing I'm having now, why should I leave? Why should I change what I have now? Why should I leave what I have now to follow you if it's the same thing I'm going to have? So a smart woman should be able to listen and hear that this man is able to supply better condition, better things, is able to give more joy, more happiness, more covering, more care, is able to protect her better than what she's having right now. Before she could answer, before she could say yes. So for you to be able to say, I am ready to marry you, I as a man must convince her that I will take care of her at least as much as she's having now. But that is even not an argument for you to marry me. I must convince her. I must convince her that she will not feel worse and that she will be much more better in my house, under my protection, than in her father's house. That's number one. Number two, I must, because when you as a man, you are approaching a woman to marry you, you are not just telling her to leave her father's house, you are also telling her to leave her mother's house, to leave her mother. So, as a husband, I'm telling her, I will be unto you what your father was to you. I will be to you what your mother is to you. I alone will be unto you what your father and your mother are to you. That is exactly what happened when Abraham was sending the servant to go get a wife for the son. And when when Rebecca was leaving, that's what the words that were spoken. That God is going to make, that place we are going to, that new family we are going to, they will become like 2-3 times father to you. It will become like 3 fathers to you, 4 fathers to you, 10 fathers to you, 10 parents to you. So that is what we are supposed to be. We are supposed to present to her as if she is having 2 fathers, 3 fathers, as if she's having 3 mothers. So I am supposed to replace and be to her what a mother was to her. And what is a mother to a woman? To a woman, a mother is love. I must be loved to her. To a girl, what is the mother to a girl? Mother is warmth. I must give her warmth. Mother is care. I must give her care. Mother is protection. I must give her protection. Mother is friendship. I must offer her that friendship. Mother to a girl is intimacy. I must give her that intimacy. Mother to a girl is example. I must give her that example. More so, what is a father to a girl? A father to a girl is protection. As a future husband, I must give her that protection. Father to a girl is covering. I must give her that covering. Father to a girl is romantic. I must give her that romanticism. Father to a girl is comfort, I must give her that comfort. Father to a girl is protection. I must give her that protection. That is all what it means to approach a woman. To approach a woman, you have to sit down and think and say, do I love this lady to the extent that I will go and do everything to make sure that I protect her and I do for her what she could have gotten, what she was getting from her parents, and even what she could not get from her parents. That is what the people in the olden days knew. Why? That's why men would go to war to win the lady that they loved. Do you know that in the olden days, even men would go to, the war would be started among nations, among countries, just because of one girl. Kings would go to war against other kings because of one girl. Why? They were going to really win her heart. They were going, there was a practice in Europe they call duel. People will go to duel. Anybody that survives it, that kills the other person, is the one that would deserve to marry that girl. People will go and kill each other to marry a girl, to prove their love to a girl. What does that mean? That means that, we are not doing the same thing today, but that means that I'm ready to go through any sacrifice. I'm ready to go to, for example, some men now say, okay, I cannot provide for you. You supply 50% of the money that is needed for the family. You are going to take care of the rent. I will be taking care of all that other things. Or you are going to take care of the food. I'm taking care of the rent. Or a man is proposing to a girl and telling her that okay, marry me. Okay, you are going to provide for half of the 50%. I'm going to do 50%, and I'm going to be the wife. So why should I then live my life now when I will be, It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. Why should she change her life that she's having right now for your 50%? For a man to say that I'm ready to marry, I should think with my head. That means that I am telling myself that I am already self-sufficient. I'm already ready to take care of myself, but not just to take care of myself alone. For me to say that I want to marry another person, that means I have thought it through, that I also have the ability to take care of the other person that I am asking to come and join me. I am the one going to look for her. She is not looking for me. I am the one telling her, come and marry me. Come and join me. Come and, join me. Let's form a family. Come and live with me. So what am I thinking about? Before I even go to open my mouth to talk anything to her, I must already be sure that I can prove to her that, look, this is the proof that I can take care of myself, but not just myself, I can take care of you. So come marry me. It's just like saying that a man is saying, and sometimes as I've been a pastor for over 20 years, so I can tell you that I know cases where a man does not even have a place to live. He does not even have a house where to take a wife to. He himself is managing with somebody else. He's just squatting with a family or his parents or some people. So, and then he's going to approach a lady and say, I want you to marry me. Where will you take her to? Are you crazy? Have you lost your mind? You crazy? What, are you totally sick? Have you lost common sense altogether? For you to go and ask a woman to come and marry you when you don't even have an apartment, when you don't even have a renting apartment, a renting property. So where will you take her to? To the car? To the park? So the standard has so much been lost. The standard has so much been lessened and reduced that, marriage is just become a laughing stock. And the reason why it's a laughing stock, because people don't understand what they are going into. They have no understanding. People don't have understanding of what marriage is or what they are entering into. People don't have any idea of what is involved. People don't have an idea of what is involved. And as a result of that, that is why, all the failures in marriage, all the disappointment, all the heartbrokenness and things like that. So for you to approach a woman, you must think through. You must first of all make sure that you understand what you are even talking about. Can you imagine that somebody raised that up? Somebody gave birth to her. somebody sent her to school, somebody dressed her to go to kindergarten, nursery, somebody raised her up, somebody gave her their lives for her. Can you imagine? Father was working all his life to make sure that you see this beautiful girl that you are now saying you want to take. The mother gave her whole life. She risked her life for this girl to stand before you and for you to say you like what you see. She risked her life many times. Any mother risked her life many times. She risked her life when she was pregnant with her. She risked her life when she was giving birth to her. She risked her life every day to wake up in the morning. I see what my wife is going through. To wake up in the morning, to dress her. Every day when she's sick, she's feeling bad, she's having other children, she's pregnant, she's doing everything to give this girl life. Now that she's ready, some crazy person will just come and see her in the street and just say, oh, I like you, just follow me. That is not just a body you are looking at. In this lady here, there are at least 2 other lives that are standing for her and behind her. There are at least 2 other lives that have been invested in her. Not just her. There are at least 2 other lives. Father and mother's life have been given up totally. And those mother and father, they are now old. They are now elderly. Why? Because they gave all their life to her, for her to be this beautiful girl that you are looking at right now. And in some cases, it's not just father and mother's life that has been given up for this girl. In some cases, grandfather, grandmother, from the mother's side, from the father's side, grandfather's parents, mother's parents have been given. So people, or at least 2 people's lives, or maybe 4 people's lives, or maybe 8 people's lives have been given just for you to see her. So you should not trivialize the life of any girl. You should never trivialize the life, proposal, or approaching a girl, or saying you love her, or proposing to a girl in marriage, or the idea of marriage. You should never trivialize any girl. It's a whole life. Lives were invested in that girl. It's better to just leave her alone. It's more clean, it's more pure, it's more just for you to just leave her alone. Please leave her alone and just let her live her own life the way she sees it. Let her enjoy her own life. Let her live to herself and wait for her own decision and find the right person for her. The person she will be happy with, the person she will be satisfied with. Don't touch her. If you cannot supply all that for her, if you cannot make her to feel better than how she is feeling right now, that will be tantamount to wickedness. It will be just total abstract wickedness for you to know that you are going to make her worse, for you to know that you are going to make her life more horrible, for you to know that you cannot offer her anything, for you to know that you cannot make her at least comfortable, for you to know that all the investment in her life by our parents, by our family, are going to be wasted. For if you know that all that investment is going to be wasted, and still you are just trivializing that and say, okay, it's a decision. Any lady could be deceived. Any lady could be flattered, and you are just flattering her, and she is believing you. She is thinking that you understand. She is thinking that you of course should know better. She is believing you, and she is believing your words. She is thinking that he cannot say what it doesn't mean. If he's saying like that, it means he means it. And that's why women agree. Then later on you turn it upon her head and say, but it's your decision. So why did you agree? Now that you have agreed to marry me, so we now use our own word, our own agreement to put her in prison and to cage her and say that, but you agreed, you said it, you wanted it, and so you have to endure it. So, but that is not the agreement. When we approach a lady, we always promise her all these beautiful things, but then everything changes and then we make her a prisoner of our own word. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. I think that every young man must know what it means to approach a lady. Every young man must know what it means to propose, to do a proposal, what marriage really entails. You must really be ready to the call. You must be ready in every segment. You must have a total understanding of what you are doing. You must not just say because you like something. I mean, we all of us like anything, many things. All of us like. Do you like a Mercedes Benz? Why are you not riding one? Do you like a Rolls Royce? Do you like a Rolls Royce? Why are you not riding one? Do you like a plane? Why don't you have a plane? You like private jet? Why is it that you don't have private jet? Because you cannot afford it. Because you cannot afford it. You must be able to be able to afford something. If you cannot afford it, don't go into it. If you cannot afford it, forget about it. Don't do it. And so in this case, for example, when it comes to a lady or a woman, don't you ever approach her if you are not sure you can afford it. Make sure you can afford it first before you go ahead to start that relationship in the first place. Oh, spasiba. So that's what it means to approach a lady. Some of us don't take these things serious, and we don't know how serious it is, and we pay a huge price for that frivolousness, for that triviality. Triviality. We pay a high price for it, a price of ruined lives on the side of the man, a price of ruined life especially on the side of the woman. We paid a high price of ruined life on the side of the children. Children become drug addicts. Children become alcoholics. Children become disobedient. Children become thieves, armed robbers, prisoners. We just have all kind of troubles, all kind of problems, just because the foundation was not right. The Bible says that if the foundation is faulty, what can the righteous do? We cannot do anything. If your understanding in the very beginning of marriage, if your own concept of marriage is already faulty, you will have problem. It doesn't matter how much Bible you read. It doesn't matter how much blessings you get. It doesn't matter who prays for you. It doesn't matter who bless your marriage. It doesn't matter how much you pray. It doesn't matter how much you fast. If your foundation is faulty, if you originally have the wrong concept of marriage, you are going to fail. I mean, you are just going to mess up, and it's just not messing up your own life, but you put the life of another person to risk. We put the life of not just one person to risk. I mean, you put the life of so many other people to risk. There are so many parents today who are not happy, who are having broken hearts, who are heartbroken, who are sick, who have died just because of the way they treated their daughters in marriage. Parents die when they see the way their daughters are treated. Parents get sick when they see the way their daughters are treated. And just horrible things could happen. You could be sending people to their graves. So you could be sending people to their early graves just because you did not think. Because you did not think enough, because you did not consider, what it means to approach a girl or what it means to approach somebody in marriage. And you are just thinking about your emotions, but life is more than your emotions. Life is more than, and even if you say that, she knows she wanted it, she's not even thinking of a lot of girls are just like the men too. They too don't think. And they don't know what challenge they are going into. So it is important that we think these kind of things through. So the topic of today, really, I think I'm supposed to change the topic of today. What does it mean to approach a lady? But the whole topic of the week is what I said. Who is the man that is ready to marry? Who is the man that is ready to marry? Or when is a man ready to marry? When is a man ready to marry? The man is ready to marry only when he understands the concept of even marriage, when he understands the concept of approaching a lady, when he understands what is the responsibility. It's a huge responsibility. Now, some people will ask me, what about if the lady comes from a rich family? If a lady comes from a very rich family and I cannot match up, I'm just a young man starting out in life, and she's enjoyed a good family upbringing, and she's having rich parents and she's already having everything, and I can surely not give her everything she has right now. But make sure that you have some other things that will compensate. If the family is giving her so much wealth, right? Let's say the family is very wealthy and rich, and they are giving her so much money that you cannot afford to. Make sure that you bring something to the table. Make sure that you are bringing so much care to the table. Make sure that you are bringing so much love to the table. Make sure that you are bringing so much concern, so much genuineness, so much truth to the table. You must have corresponding values that you are bringing to the table that will compensate for that girl so much that she will not even feel that you don't have so much wealth as a parent. You must bring something to at least, what really matters most at the end of the day for the girl is that the fact that you can care for her. You can care for her as much as her parents will care for her. You can love her as much as her father and mother will love her. That she will not receive less love that she's receiving with her parents right now. And that she will not receive less care than she's receiving right now. That you will care for her. You will take care of her needs. You will watch over her. Let it not be in abundance as much as she's used to, but at least she will have the minimum that she requires for life and what she needs to be able to, to be able to live a normal, satisfactory life. And then you must also make sure that you give her so much love, so much care. You must give her so much care that, under that canopy of love, under that canopy of care, that she will be so satisfied and so protected that that will be to her as 100 fathers or as 100 mothers. Just like you remember the situation with Anna, the mother of Samuel, and the husband was saying, I'm supposed to you as 100 children. That is the kind of thing. If you don't have money, make sure that you can give her. You know that you are giving what the love you are giving her, the care you are giving her is as much as 100 fathers, 100 parents can give. So but if you have not ascertained her that, you must prove that to her. You must assure that of these things before you could even expect her to agree, or even before you approach her. Don't even try to, turn the head of any girl. Don't try to put even the thought across to any girl if you are already not ready for these things. And another thing is, don't approach your girl hoping that, I'm not ready now, I'll be ready in 5 years' time. I'm not ready now, I'll be ready in 10 years' time. Or I'm not ready now, I'll be ready in 2 years' time. Get ready first before you approach her. Don't turn her head eastward. Don't mess up her mind. Don't mess up her thought life. Don't mess her up. Don't mess her up. Make sure that you are first ready before you go and be telling her all the stories. And that's why that's what men are supposed to be doing. You are supposed to, be working hard because you want to keep yourself, your family happy. You are supposed to, that is what make men. What is the reason for all the activities and the efforts of men? Men are actually supposed to be doing all their efforts, working hard and all that, just for the sake of making their family happy, making their children happy, making their wives happy. That's why we go to work. That's why we are achievers. Men must have something to work for. Men must have something to go to war for. Men must have something to strive for. So for a young man, you must have a goal of striving to become an achiever. You must have a goal of becoming somebody. You must have a goal of making it big, so that you will be able to, without shame, approach your girl, or you will be able to, without shame, marry. I mean, but if you don't have that goal, that target of marrying, in a worthy way, and bringing a wife to the house when you are ready, then you will not strive for anything. You are not striving for anything. You are not trying. You are not fighting. You are not becoming an achiever. But when you know that you have to provide for the wife, for the woman, when you know that you have to, be a worthy man for the woman, that you have to replace her father, you have to replace her mother, you have to, provide everything for her that she's now presently having, even better. You have to be better than her parents. You have to be better than her family. You have to really be there for her. That then will make you to work on yourself. It will make you to become a better person. It will make you to become an achiever. It will encourage you to go ahead and work on your character, to work on your finances, to work on your spirit man, to really become a man. But if you don't have a goal, a high goal like that, a high standard before you, you will just become a vegetable. You will just become ordinary men. You are just relying on yourself, and you are counting yourself as a man only because you have penis, only because you have sexual organ, only because you have you have sexual organ. I mean, private part. That is rubbish. Even animals have private part. Dogs have private parts. Donkeys have private part. Horses have private part. All of them have penis. So you are not having anything special. And for the sake of penis alone, it's not. You don't deserve to be accepted as a husband just because you have penis. Penis is not a quality, good enough for marriage. That is not a qualification for marriage. I mean, that is not a qualification for marriage. You don't just say you are qualified for marriage because something is between your legs. That is rubbish. That is rubbish. You have to, that is just like saying, you say you are ready for marriage because you have hair in your head, or you are ready for marriage because you have two legs. That's rubbish. That you didn't do anything for that. That thing between your leg was put there by God. You didn't do. You just woke up to discover that it's there. That doesn't qualify you. What have you done on your own to qualify you to ask a girl out? Not just ability to sleep with a girl. Everybody can sleep with a girl. Dogs can sleep with each other. Donkeys can sleep with each other. Monkeys can sleep with each other. Peas can sleep with each other. So and it's a horrible mistake, and it's a horrible thing for a woman to just agree to marry any man just because he's a man. What is a man? What do you call a man? Is a man somebody that has something between the legs? Is that what makes a man a man? Of course it's not. Of course that is rubbish. Then you could as well go and marry a donkey or a monkey or a pig or a cow or some animals. That is not a criteria. Let's look for real criteria. Real criteria is the understanding of responsibility. The man must understand what it means to take care. You are a woman. You are coming from a home. You are coming from a house. You are coming from a family. Someone gave back to you. And that is 9 months of caring for you. Somebody sent you to school. Somebody dressed you. Somebody taught you. Somebody paid for you. Someone make you who you are. At least that the reason why God had allowed you to grow up in a family is for you to know what family means, a standard. God is giving you a standard that you've been shown what it means to have a father and a mother. That means to have a family. So for you to go and form your own family, you have a standard. You have a standard, so you must measure whoever is coming to approach you by the standard of what you are, of the care you have received, of the love you have received, of the protection you have received, of the covering you have received from your own family. So you must have your standard that you don't fall below. You don't fall below, and that should be an orientation for you to know how to gauge anybody that is coming to you, or to know if you're to send them packing, or to if they are man or they are no man, if they are caring or they are not caring, if they are loving or they are not loving. So because you must have seen some love in your family, you must have seen some care in your family, you must have seen some some attention in your family. What does that mean? So all that are supposed to help you to understand what it means that somebody cares for you, what it means that somebody loves you, what it means that even if you don't have a father, judge the way your mother loved you, or you have somebody in your family, maybe your uncle, maybe your aunt, maybe your your relative, somebody had shown you love. Compare that to whatever this man is trying to call love, that I love you. You don't just marry words. Don't just marry any word that somebody come and say to you. Some ladies are just ready to marry anybody because of words, because some words have been pronounced. I love you. Words are empty. Words are just words. What does it cost you to speak? You can say anything at any time. It doesn't cost you anything to say anything. Just the same thing with the men. Men are just using words as instruments of manipulation. Men are just using words to just play. It's like they are just playing games with words, and so you should not give your life for just empty words. You should not be ready to sacrifice your destiny just for some empty words, for some empty playful words that people say. People are just playing games with words, and if you become a victim of that, you are the one to blame yourself for it. So you must make sure that you verify and clarify everything that you are hearing, and you must measure everything by the highest level of love that you experience in your life. This one love that you want to marry must be much more higher than any form of love that you have received from your father, from your mother, or from the people around you. You must make sure that you measure it very well, and that it is worth it, and the care and the love is going to be much more superior than the ones you are used to. Don't just agree for anything. If you agree for anything, you will fall for anything. If you just agree to, just say, okay, because it's a man, he's a human being, he's a man with a male with something between his legs, you become an animal in the house. They will just be treating you like something within the legs who will treat other things. They will just mess up your life. You will just live a life of sorrow. You will just live a life of pain. You will just live a life of tears. You will just live a life of brokenness. And all the days of your life, you will be crying and weeping and regretting. Why should you do that when you can think with your head and take an informed decision? So, and for you men who are here today, you must understand the concept of approaching a woman, approaching a woman in marriage. That is what it takes for you to say you are ready to approach a woman. So who is the man that is ready to marry? Well, it must be an informed man. It must be a man that is thought through the whole thing, that is well informed, that is that is mature, that knows what he's talking about. And we're going to be talking more about this tonight, and this week we'll be talking about this topic. So thank you so much. And if you have not shared the link, please look under this video. You look under this video, you'll be able to see a button that tells you to share. You can share. Let's go ahead and press that button under the video. Go press the button. Go press the button. Let the word go around. Go share the word with somebody else. Go share the message with your friends, with your family. Maybe you yourself might need to see it once again. Maybe you want to share it with your children. Maybe your children need to see it. Your daughters or your mother. Your daughters or your sons. And so go ahead and look into it. Go ahead and look into it. And let the word go spread. Let the word go around. Let ignorance go away in terms of marriage, and let light shine. Let understanding come, and let us stop the tragedy of divorce, of killing people in marriage, of hatred in marriage, of anger in marriage, of conflict in marriage, and all kind of disappointment that we experience in marriage. Let us put an end to it once and for all through understanding, by understanding of what marriage means, but what it means to be a man, what it means to approach a lady. We could reduce greatly the sufferings of, the consequences of bad choices and bad marriage. Okay, God bless. Let me see what you are writing about. What's your opinion about this message? Let me read what you are writing and what you are getting from this message. It will be interesting to hear what you have to say about this message. It will be interesting to see what you have to say. Ufoma Anigoro says, Pastor, some of us have not received love. the high measure of love for me was the love of Jesus. Jesus loved me so much that he died for me. So no man must come and mess me up. So glad that Jesus loves me. Thank you. Olabiyi Joshua, Pastor, is it okay? Pastor Idi, I don't understand that. Okay, anyway, Pastor, you are too much. Otidaju, God's anointing, Otidaju. I think that means in Yoruba, too good, I think. Ushe Shuku said, this is so true. Wofi Nana, the problem is we have too many dysfunctional homes now and weird interpretation of what love is. That young people don't know the right examples to emulate. F4 says, God bless you, sir. I follow you a lot. Obina Ofoshuku said, women should hear this. Women, it's called upon the women to listen to this. Noel says, in some parts of Africa, marriage also means taking part in the responsibility of the in-law. Should there not be a limit to that? Well, I will talk about that all this week. Ife Oma says, wow, wow, wow. Angela said, but now my... okay, I didn't get that. Amadi says, thank you so much, sir. Bolaji said, a man who is ready to marry is an informed man, right? Elizabeth says, I'm on holiday, so I'm ready for this week to listen to everything this week. Angela Wikaramarate said, thank you for this message. Thank you. Fumilayo Fayo Yua said, how can we save this message? You just need to press the button, the share button. Once you share it, it will come to your timeline. And when it's on your timeline, you can begin to see it and watch it. And you can download it if you want. Or you could go to my blog next week. It will be there, or at the end of this week, or to my YouTube page and download it as well. Bright Shibu says, thank you, Pastor, for this message. Waiting for the ladies' version. Yeah, the ladies' version will come, but I have to finish the whole series for men first, which could be like a week or two before we take on the ladies. Olorun Toba Taiwo said, this is true. Regret upon regret. Culture and false humility preached in churches. Eric says, this deep insight about when a man is truly ready for marriage. Ikana says, nice message, nice preaching. Elizabeth Ali, thank you so much, Pastor. I've taken topics for all the singles so we can identify fake men from real ones. Yep. Nkiru says, only wise men will be alerted and glad for today's message. Daniel Oshoma says, guys, you have to wake up because Dr. Sunday has finished us. Ladies are clapping and rejoicing. This is real message, not no. Washman Williams, I enjoy the way you break it down, and an informed man is a blessed man. Margarita Christova, for the first time I hear a pastor teach as a father. Wow, that's good. Taiwo Onyiloye, thank you, Pastor. At least we that are in it already can help the younger ones. Oyeye Okoro, thank you, Pastor. You are simply the best. I'm so blessed. Thank you. Oluwaseyi Deborah, Pastor, this is so touching. Olusegun Akinde, this teaching is deep, Pastor. You leave no stone unturned. And Noel Okoshuku, if this was preached to me before I got married, my wife and I would have taken a break and come back again to marry, because the aftermath of this message will have empowered us to deal with our problems better. Thank you for saying that, Noel. Thank you. Tracy Taylor says, I will have to watch this video again. Akin Yoade says, I'm truly blessed. George Patrick says, great message and eye-opener for married and single men. Every blessing, Dr. Sunday. Oluwatoyin said, I just want to say thank you, sir. I'm going back to the drawing board to check myself up. Am I really ready? It's a big food for thought. Irene Amege, every pastor needs to play this message to the church for the young ones to hear. If we got it wrong, our children must not get it wrong. We must fight for history not to repeat itself. Thank you very much, Pastor. Esco Brown, how can I get the complete version of this message? I came in late. Just press the share button. There is a share button under this video. Just share the press, you look for the button, press the share button, it will be recorded. It will come over to your timeline, to your Facebook automatically. Dupe Gold, is it right for a man not to take care of his children? Of course it's not. That's why I preach this whole message. But this whole week I'll be talking about all that. Ojuolape Martins, this is an exceptional message. I have been so blessed. This wisdom of marriage needs to be heard by all to heal marriages and lives. I am sharing this message as a link in personal emails. Latoya Cummings, thank you. Says thank you. Vivian says, this is very good for the man, making sure my son hears this message. However, the woman must stop accepting a not ready for marriage man. They just want a husband at any cost. Many of them reject the wise counsel in this area, especially here in America. Wilfred Oliseneku said, I guess at the end of the day, all women like to be appreciated, loved, and treated with respect and kindness. Noel says, in our early days of the marriage, we solved our challenges after having an argument. But with this kind of message, we now know that we talk out challenges and have a plan. Steve Osarete, thanks for this knowledge, Pastor. Many homes are destroyed today because of lack of knowledge. Flair Karen Matip, unfortunately, people suffer from a lot of pressure from the society or their family, and they get married at any price, even when they are not ready for it. Molly said, wow, Pastor, you have taken the difference between the ready man and not ready man for marriage to a new level. Oh, you have made a difference. Okay, thank you. Jolomi White, good to know that a lot of women are also listening. So when we tell them we are not ready to marry, at least they know now we are not saying we are playboys. Ligia, Ligia, hi, that's Bulgaria. How we need that, Pastor. All the women in Bulgaria will love you for this. I desire nothing less than to see our men take their place of government in the land with that attitude. Yes. Gift Amos, I wish this message can be rectify many relationships. It will help many women that fell into marriage troubles. Oluwaseyi say, thank you, Pastor. Gregory Femi say, Pastor Sunday, thank you very much, sir. Sir, I'm in love with a Filipino girl. I love her and she loves me too, but I'm looking at the culture difference. Please help. The culture difference is important because you have to now be ready to accommodate all the differences in the culture. You have to pay more price, of sacrifice. But if it depends on how strong you love her and how strong she loves you. The difference in culture is not a big deal if you are ready to love and to pay the price as I have described today. If you are ready to be a man and a father, like I've said today, then it will not be a problem. Angela says, Pastor, I just came home with a big doubt, but you gave me the answer for my problem. May God bless you. Hope my boyfriend will understand this message. I pray and praise the Lord to show me the way. Noel says, my wife just promised me to buy me more data to follow this series. Ukiru said, this is the difference between a boy and a man. Tracy says, some men think they are, but they are ready, but many of them are just good pretenders. Felix Efe says, some men marry on the ground of pity. That's why there are so much troubles in marriage. TY say, thank you so much, Dr. Delaja. I only wish I had known you years ago, but we thank God for us knowing you now. So many lives will be saved right now. Ada Lee said, in the pointing out of the investment of loving parents, families, and friends in a daughter, it helps to show the pricelessness of our precious children. Yes. Dr. Washman, pastor, the word abuse comes from misuse of a man does not know what something is for, he will abnormally use it. A man needs to understand the virtuous woman. Yes. Fayo, you are. Please, Pastor, what time are you always on air? I will be glad to follow your message. I don't want to miss this any bit. I'm on air every day. Every day, Nigerian time is 7:30 in the morning and 7 p.m. in the evening. And in England is 7:30 in the morning and 7 p.m. in the evening. In America, it is 2:30 a.m. in the morning and 2 p.m. in the evening. In Europe, it is 8:30 a.m. in the morning and 8 p.m. in the evening. Daniel Oshoma said, a certain tribe in Nigeria tried to get it right because they stand in their feet before taking a wife. Felix says, marriage must be a thing of loving the imperfect perfectly and not the other way around. Jarvis Ebua, Pastor, this is the word in reality. Thank you. Alabi John, God has mercy. I think we need more of prayer to reveal the true lover. There are too much mistakes in choosing partners in our culture today. Debafu, I am going further to sit my children down about this topic before they get there. Shioma, I will put this message in the hand of every single and married I see. 50% of singles should remain single, really. Zenas Miki, thank you, Pastor. You really hit the nail at the head. 90% of men fall under this category, including myself. But thank God for light and illumination has come. Pastor, please pray for me concerning my health, sir. In Jesus' name, we agree with you for your health and release your healing right now in Jesus' name. Flair Karim Matip, if you want to get married, be sure you are an eagle, not a chicken, for you to be able to bear any pressure or challenge from a union. Ufoma, this is going to be a serious journey. 2 weeks for men, teaching them. I trust Pastor will give this full justice. Love you, Pastor. Margaret Njagi, will you come to Nairobi anytime soon? I still remember your powerful message on kingdom addiction. No, I'm not coming to Nairobi right now, but you can always follow me here on a daily basis. Shinya Ihena Show, simply mind-blowing revelation. Lord, I thank you for showing me the truth. God bless you, sir. Margaret says, this is a very important topic. Carlos Abel, God bless you, brother in Christ. Bless you in the name of Jesus. You are covered in the blood of Jesus. Thank you. Latoya Cummings, I love you, Pastor. You bear the truth. Thank you. Theodora Virk. Pastor, I hope all single men see that and understand and really know all single women will be happy. From Bulgaria, Theodora. Noel says, cultural difference is not a big deal. Just be ready to accommodate and humbly show your limits as a Christian if necessary. Daniel Oshoma, marriage is a covenant and God is a covenant-keeping God. The same way, God can never break his covenant with us. Let us try as much as possible to keep the covenant of marriage, no matter what. Try to work things out. With God at the third party, it will work out. Ekunsami says, Pastor, I trust you with anyway, but please do a series for women before they say they do. That's exactly what I'm doing now. And what to look for in a man and how to identify the real man. Yes, that's what I've started. This is just the beginning now. I'm going to finish for the men and then for the women. He's also saying, here we go again. People are asking for more prayers. Please let us all think rather than just be praying. Femi Olowe says, Pastor, how do we deal with a situation whereby both you have different vision in life? We will talk about all that. Today is just the first day. We're going to deal with this every day for the next 1 month or so. Give blessings, Amos. Say, gift Amos. Some women are easily says yes and do and get goat in sheep clothing. Glory Baye, thank you, Pastor, for this great message. Felix Efe, getting ready to marry require meeting one's soul. Ekunsami says, people, if you have teenagers around you, please get them to watch this message, male or female. Elizabeth says, Pastor, you have just saved millions of women's hearts. You have set so many marriages held captive from the devil free, by the devil free. I love you, big hugs. Thank you. Gladys says, church should also push people into marriage without explaining to them what marriage really is about. Yeah. Well, thank you guys. It's been nice being with you all. And yeah, we'll be ready to move on. And I'll be back tonight. And have a wonderful day. And see you tonight. God bless.